back again. UK Rap Podcast Show. It's your host, DJ Cage, alongside co-host DK/DJ Diamond.
Yeah, man, we're here in the building.
We're here in the building, in the cut, yeah? You done know the thing. Shout out to the people, them. And also, people, don't forget, like I always say, just go on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like up the thing, go on the Instagram, follow the thing, share the thing, and yeah. Shout out to the sponsors, them. Done know. Yeah, check that out, all up on the Insta. But yes, people, we're back. Another podcast, another party. Yeah, never guess. Make sure you check out all the previous shows as well. Because we're going into a new season. Can't wait to get into a new season. You know what I mean, people? The wave's just carrying on. But yes, Easter gone and that.
Trust me.
Everybody out there, they're good fish and that. I mean, good fish because it's Good Friday. But yeah, everybody out there, nice fish and that on Friday. You say beat off some fish?
Oh, little piece.
You say Layla?
Had to.
You beat off the fish, yeah?
Tradition.
Fish
fam.
dumpling and onion and all them type of thing. Water crackers and yeah, shout out to my brethren, them do it like that, you know. The water cracker, everything. I can't do that one there.
Yeah,
you know the fish with the bone in it?
Yeah,
Do
fish
that
with the
one there,
bone.
DK. Yeah, fish head and that. You say a
Not
box
the
of the You say a box of the fish head. Man, no box of the fish head. No, sir. But yeah, fish soup or them thing there. Patty them. Shout out Granny. She patting me up nice. She always does it Good Friday. Yeah, big you up, Granny, all the time. But yeah, Easter bank holiday gone. Hope everyone had a good Easter. I think it was a bit it was a bit different. Obviously now everything a bit open up, and last Easter people them couldn't do this, fly out and do. That enough things is open back up again.
It's just the beginning. It's just
the beginning,
yeah.
Enough things open back up again in certain countries where you have to don't wear mask and no vaccine and all of them things, yeah. So yeah, man, we're back to living ways, back to normality. Yeah, so yes, people, we got a special guest. A deserved guest. Again, requested from the people them. So shout out to you lot. Yeah.
You know?
We got another female guest. Like us.
Loads of them this season.
Yeah. We're gonna end up the season nice for Unu. For Unu. Yeah. So yeah, we got a special guest in the building. Homegirl and that. Yeah, we got Layla in the building. Welcome to the UK Rap Podcast Show.
Thank you.
Yeah, respect, man, respect. So yeah, like I was talking about Easter, how was your Easter?
Yeah, Easter was calm. I think, like you said, it's different this year because of what's happened the last couple of years. But I think, especially for me, it was very much like embracing that I had my family in lockdown. So not much has changed now in terms of like we still got together as a family, but maybe we just did a bit more. Like we went out on some hike thing, did a big picnic and whatever. But again, just for us to be together in a group of like 30, 40, and that wasn't even all of us. It was still like, wow, we couldn't have done this. Like last year people was peering like, what are those people doing? Why are they all together? They're breaking the rules. They don't have a mask on. Like, so it was a lot more relaxed in that respect. But yeah, man, it was nice.
You say go up a church and anyone go to church on Easter? Let's get that one up.
I slacked. I'm not even gonna lie, because you know what? See, like Easter Monday, I woke up and I thought, fam, you didn't even go to church yesterday.
Where's that even church?
Last christening or wedding.
When was the last time any of you went to church? Hit me up in the comments with that.
I can't even, your girl's saved in that. You get me? So that's kind of, church is in here. That's something that I learned, in the lockdown. Do you know what I mean? Like, certain things happen in my life. Obviously, we'll get there. But, certain things happened in my life and it led me to church.
All right.
Yeah, and that was my strength and my salvation certain times. And then we went into lockdown and it was gone. So it's kind of like, what? I just lose all of that because I'm not going to the building where we're creating that, you know? So even that is like I said, like Easter Monday, I was like, they even go to church on Easter Sunday. And then it was like, it's calm because you know where church is. You know what I'm saying?
Long time I sat down on a Sunday service with the people them. You know, shout out to Auntie as well. Pastor, no, she don't know already. Yeah, big you up as well. From a church. No worry, yeah, no worry. But yeah, man. So like how we do on the podcast, wheel off what we want, wheel off, unscripted. But yeah, let DK just carry on with the thing and
yeah, we always start it. Let's get a little background check.
A background
So
check.
just like tell us where you was brought up, born, school, and all of that. Really,
Yeah.
household.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's break it back from school. Let's go back from the earliest.
So let's start with like
Early
from
days.
like primary school times.
Yeah.
what primary school you went to? And that.
So, well, this is the thing,
I don't
innit?
even know.
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah.
the thing, innit?
Yeah, so go
So,
on.
like, I grew up in Brockworth, innit?
Oh, okay.
Grew up in Brockworth. And I just remember, like, obviously my nan's always lived in Ends. My nan lives on Howard Street. You know, everyone knows my nan's house. So, like, to me, I felt like I was always just like, I was just part of it, you know? And then it was only as I started to get a bit older and we used to get the bus from Brockworth to Gloucester, but we used to get on the bus to Gloucester, I realised, bruh, you actually live far. Like, do you know what I mean? And I guess, like, even growing up, the implications of that. So, like, the school that I went to, I was the only black child at my school,
What school?
at Brockworth.
Oh, Brockworth.
Yeah.
I lasted there for what? Not to say like I got kicked out, but yeah, I was there for about a week, and I kind of clocked that. I was like,
Wow.
Where the people them the DK? Yeah, switch up, but yeah, carry on.
You realise you're a minority because you've never felt like that. Like when you're in Ends, everyone looks
it's
like
about-
you. It's just
yeah.
what you're used to,
week.
yeah. But it's only when you go into certain environments like that and you think, oh right, it's only just me. But again, I never felt no way about it,
Okay.
and I never really experienced nothing because again, that was primary school. Do you know what I mean? So really, for the most part, everybody just wants to be your friend. So there was me and there was a next girl. She was an Indian girl, and her parents owned the off license, you know, the corner shop. So she was popular too, you know. So we were all right. We kind of got through school okay. But then everyone else who says they went to the comp, they went Brockworth comp, had bare trouble. Like, you know, I think by that age.
Comprehensive, what was called something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, way back.
Brockworth Comprehensive.
See it there?
And my mum was like, and even that, like thinking about it as I, you know, got older and it was kind of like senior school time, my mum was adamant, you ain't going to that school. And I remember being like, what? Put all my friends and rare, like, why can't I go there? My mum's like, no, you're not going there. And then, like I say, subsequently now being older and hearing everyone else's stories about their experiences there, I'm kind of grateful that I didn't.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So talking about your mum and that, background for them. What's the mum background?
Mumsy Lynn. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we're going all the way back,
Yeah, was
what?
she British, Jamaican?
Yeah.
Caribbean?
Mum was born here.
Oh, okay.
I think my aunt, my cousin's mum was the only one that was actually like conceived in Jamaica but born here. So they were all brought up here. And my mum's really close to her mum and, you know, what was her stepdad. So I just grew up in that, like, do you know what I mean? So like I'm saying, like coming to Ends and coming to like Treadworth, that didn't seem nothing to me because to me that was my home as well. Like I could be in Brockworth, but Treadworth very much was my home. So growing up and then realising actually me and my mum, just the two of us, we live far out and we're separated, yeah? But I was so connected to my family that I never felt that distance.
Right. So about father, where's father British?
Yeah,
Jamaican?
yeah, we all know our Kev, our salts.
For the people that don't know though, was he British, Jamaican?
Yeah.
We're gonna get, you know.
So he's Jamaican Trinidadian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you didn't know he was Trini.
No,
You didn't know he was Trini, yeah?
No, he was Trini. I never knew this.
Saying, yeah.
Never
Yeah.
knew Trini.
Yeah, Trini.
Okay.
Even though like it still
Okay.
burns me though, and just before lockdown, that was the thing. We were looking at the trip to go, yeah, and then obviously we went into lockdown. Prices are just bare expensive to go there as well. But you know, it's one of those ones where we were like, even like for us being like 30 something, we're kind of swallowing that down and saying, nah, but that's our legacy. That's like where we came from and all that. So if we want to get to certain places that we say that we actually want to get to in life, we gotta sacrifice that. We gotta get there. Do you know what I mean? We gotta put up the P and we just gotta go. Yeah, you can be as shook as you want to because you hear the crime over there is an absolute madness. Yeah, but I know that like,
lit.
fam,
Trini's lit, but it's wild.
it's wild. It's wild.
But
And you gotta
everywhere's
have
wild,
the
isn't
pe-
it?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And you got to have those people that you know, like, you know, they're 30. So when you land, they're looking out for you and, you know, like, no harm's going to come to you, yeah? So we got to do that quick because that's our family and they ain't getting no younger. So when we go, what we just doing dry foot tourists, like, actually, I want to know where my gran went to school. I want to know. Exactly. All of those things. So as much as we sit here and we buy like, yeah, we're Trini, I still haven't even touched the land yet. So I'm very aware of that. But yeah, we still call it. But yeah, Dad's like, you know, obviously my dad had his own kind of like legacy and standing within the community, like as he was growing up and he did certain things. And obviously his lifestyle and his, you know, choices have led him to certain places where he is now. But that doesn't take away from like who he was and what he did and what he represented for his community, you know? And even like for me, I had like, you know, you go through certain things. I was having counselling and stuff, and I remember the woman turned to me and she said, you know, the work that you're trying to do in the community, is that to, you know, repair maybe some of the damage that you feel like your father did? And I was like, what? Okay. But again, you have to reflect on certain things and say, actually, where does my desire to, you know...
so you see when you was like young in that, in your young years, so... was you the household? So, what was it? You living with your mum and dad separate? Was it?
Yeah.
Was
so
it
my
both?
dad was in jail when I grew up. So
Right,
my dad came out of
okay.
jail. My dad went to jail when I was like 4, I believe.
Right.
And my sister, my younger sister, different mum, but she was only about a month old. So
So
again,
how many siblings?
like,
just before we get into this.
so there's 5 of us all
5 of you,
together.
right,
I'm the
okay.
eldest.
Right.
And then then you got my sister and then the little ones. I say the little ones now, and the youngest one's like 17, almost
Yeah,
good,
they're
like
little,
be
no.
Grown now.
That's what I'm saying.
Grown,
Like
innit?
talking to him, voices all dropped, and like you think, oh Lord, what? That's how you know we're getting old. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so growing up, it was just me and my mum, and then obviously I had a sister, and then my dad came out and he continued to have children.
Right.
But yeah, my dad came out of jail when I was like, how old was I then? 13.
Also, he's gone for quite a...
Yeah. So even in my dad's whole like case and stuff of going to jail, like obviously it was around drugs and stuff. But Margaret Thatcher had just come into power, so they made an example of him. You know them ones, like so we got the 12 years, and it was like the most, like the biggest sentence that man was getting at them times, just for
From what you saying, Margaret Thatcher father. You know what?
Serious
yeah.
time there.
you know what level? Do you get me?
Yeah, serious time. So you say your dad got 12 years. So around that time when he was locked up, how was life? Like in general, like did you obviously you must have known dad's obviously locked. Not when you was that young age.
Maybe from like 5, I feel like that was when I realised where he actually was.
All right.
But this is what I'm saying, like even that, so the whole journeys of like going to see him in that, it was a day trip. It was me, my cousins, my nan on a train. We get snacks, I get a toy. Like it was never a thing, do you know what I mean? We get to the gate and the man's got to pat you down, but that's fine because we got to go inside this big building. We're going to see my dad. It was never a thing where you feel like, like my dad's in this scary place or my dad's a scary man or anything like that. So even, I guess, like we're saying, the response in terms of the community, me growing up within this community and being recognised as his daughter, there were certain things that kind of came along with that. I might see a man that I don't know and he's like, yes, little salts, and he's passing me a tenner. Fam, I just got the £10 and I'm just gassed. But I'm not really clocking, actually, that is in response to who my dad was or
serious,
what
man,
he
serious.
did.
Because,
Do you know what
like
I mean?
I said, for the people that don't know who Salt is, respect to the man himself. But like man like me, Killy know who the man are. Yeah. And couple of the man them that know who he is around the era and that. Yeah, man. Respect due to them, man, because like you saying, they used to see, man, what you don't even know and be like, what, look what Salt's that? Give your money. And listen, more time, I see big man. Purchase one?
Exactly.
So yeah, respect
exactly.
still. And you know, look who you them time there, fair time.
Yeah. Love
What, the
that.
fair time?
Couple ride on that.
Couple right, gee.
Gas.
Yeah, so
Gas.
them times there was hard, you know.
Yeah.
Missed those days, but yeah, that was like the early, talking 90s?
Early,
talking-
late
90s
90s,
talking.
early 2000s and that.
So
that's what
yeah,
I'm
so go on.
saying.
So you so that's kind of mad that you still remember those
Of
memories
course.
on you going on the train and
Yeah,
you know,
that's foundation. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to know where you're coming from in it to know where you're going. So even in terms of recognizing like those day outs and how they were kind of created for us to make sure that that relationship between me and my dad was still held and there was no kind of like question in it.
So it didn't have a big impact on the fact that like there wasn't no divide, no.
It didn't feel like, and again, like my mum, she's very much integrated still into my dad's family, and I feel like she made sure that she did that.
And that's
So it
one
didn't
thing
have
about that generation.
Get me?
That's one thing about that generation, and respect you to them
Exactly.
as well.
Big up Lynn. Trust
like
me.
that, she like our mums' era.
Yeah.
Respect to them there because they set the levels, and like the levels is kind of gone. Like how you said, your mums, yeah. Same way. I like, you know what I'm saying.
Beef with the baby
Father.
father.
But that still can come round and everything Chris still get a plate of food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying for a minute? You know what I'm saying? That still could come there, man. Everything's good, innit? You know what I'm saying? Right, I mean, I know about this in this time now.
But it's different now. It's different. It's different now.
It's a different thing.
Trust me.
But like I said, it's all about where you come from, type of thing, and how you see certain things. But yeah. So go on, carry on.
So yeah, like I said, I didn't really, like, I never really had just a one-to-one relationship like with my dad and ex. I didn't really know what that was. So imagine that. Obviously, you know, he's come out. We all know he's come out, and man's come to pick me up from school in a limo. In a limo, fam.
Bad.
So I've come out of school, going to get my bus.
What school is this?
Beaufort. These are Beaufort. And that's what I'm saying. So imagine, I grew up in
Big popular
Brockworth.
school back then as well.
Yeah, grew up in Brockworth, only black girl in the village, Then we come to like Robbinswood. My mum gets married, we moved to Robbinswood, and then I go to Beaufort, and it was like I'm catapulted into Blackland. Because like, I never went to school like that. Like, do you know what I mean? And I get to Beaufort, and it's just like, I got cousins in the year above, I got cousins in the year above that. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just here and I'm just settled and I'm feeling great. And then it's like, actually, wait there, what does that, like, you know, having those close relationships and seeing your cousins every single day now is different as as you get older. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, especially where I'm in a position where I might see certain people and they're giving me money or they're giving me certain things, but I might not get, my friends might not get that, or my cousins ain't getting that. So then there's this kind of like thing where you're just like, well, I share with everybody because like, it's not me that's just earned this. I didn't do anything to get it. So I can be free and I can just like, you know.
Yeah, so you're saying back then it's kind of
generous, fam. Just bring in everybody.
So back then it's like you got kind of everything. Really?
I was spoiled. Like, we're not going to deny that. Like, do you know what I mean? I was spoiled, and I knew that I was spoiled, but I tried to do it from a place where it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm up here and everybody's like down there type thing. Do you know what I mean? We all kind of roll together. So same thing, when he comes to pick me up from school in the limo, I'm getting on the bus with everybody else, fam. What do you mean you've come to me up from school in a limo? That's just embarrassing. Like, you know, I didn't really look at it like that. And again, he spun this whole story. I remember people coming down the driveway and they're like, yo, your dad's up there. He won the lottery. And I'm
like serious things, you know, father. Like if you this picture of the whole thing, like your pops is going to pick you up
in a limo.
Fam.
School.
From school. And really, and again, this is what I'm saying, on reflection now as an adult and looking back at how those things have impacted my life and how I therefore then have to carry myself because of what I'm used to, where I came from. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, like being spoiled and that. I'm used to a certain lifestyle. So actually, when it then comes for me to be able to like provide for myself, I've got to hustle hard because that's the level. Like that's the level that was set for me. So I can't go down from that.
Started at a high standard, so you don't want it to drop.
Do you see what I'm saying? And even just visually, even for people around, like the community and whatever, you can watch him fall off, but you can't watch me fall off.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So again, that it brings a certain like responsibility or a certain pressure that you end up putting on yourself. Do you know what I mean? So, and like I'm saying, furthermore from that, I had to then realise at that moment in time, I've never spent a day alone with this man before in my life. Not that I can remember.
He's probably too young to remember that. Yeah.
So between 0 and 4, that might have happened. But now, as a
especially being a young girl,
right?
Black girl, you know what I'm saying? Growing up now, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You get me? Whereas everyone's like, you're supposed to just jump into that. You're supposed to just dive into that. But how?
Yeah.
How? Because I've never seen that before. Do you know what I mean? And like, even for me now, being older and seeing like, you know, some other youngers going through the same thing, whether their parents are in jail, or whether their dad's a top man on road, so therefore they're getting all this princess treatment. It kind of kills me a little bit inside because I think you don't even really know what you're doing to that adult person yet. Do you know what I mean? And I just hope that you have people around you. Like I'm saying, my family, I'm lucky enough to still be so embraced in my family that I never got so caught up in that, you know, I end up doing a madness just to be able to maintain certain things. But I see some of these younger girls and I see what they're doing just for whether it be for clout or whether it be like just to, like we're saying, uphold a certain lifestyle or a look or whatever. And I'm thinking, babes, you really don't need to do that, because when you become an adult and you step into your own power and you see what you actually like, you bring to the table, or, you know, just what your energy does or what your vibe does, that's enough. You don't need to be doing all of this extra stuff. But for some of them, it's too late. And obviously, we live in a time now where like it's recorded, isn't it? It's captured.
Yeah. Everything's recorded.
Captured. Do you know what I mean? So even where I might have been like, you know, young and wilding out and all those types of things, they weren't necessarily captured to be able to then come back and bite me in the ass.
So that's kind of mad though, so because
You get me?
you know, obviously every person goes through different there's different things in life, but like how your father was gone for a long way. You know, like you could have rebelled, you could have been one of those angry kids.
Yeah.
Those angry kids, like my dad's in jail. I was just on an angry thing. Things could have just went left.
Yeah.
Like from early, quick. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I got to definitely give your father due still, because he's come a long way as well,
Yeah.
and you've come a long way. You see what
We
I'm saying?
try though, but again, that's what I'm saying. Know where you come from, because like you said, you can't look at him and give him ratings without, you know, like even look at myself and say like, oh, actually, you know, you kind of got your head screwed on. Like, yeah, because that's where I come from. Do you know what I mean? Like life and circumstance can actually lead you down a certain path, but again, like you will always be you at the foundation, at the core of that.
So, music and that. What type of music and that was booming out in your yard from early?
Listen, if you ever came to my mum's house, yeah, especially when we was like teenagers and that, you would have seen my mum's CD collection. Yeah, just know, extensive, and it's still like she's still got them now.
What you say? Still got the CD, little.
There's about 200-300 CDs to the extent, yeah. All right, so you remember 45s? Yeah, you remember 45s? That was the place, innit? Go in there, put in the CD, they let you put on the headphones, and you could rock. You and your friend, yeah. You take one side each, and you can rock. H&B came with it, like eventually, didn't they? But 45s was the one, yeah. Exactly. So I might go in there on a Saturday, might listen to 2 CDs, go home, and I say to my mum, yeah, Foxy Brown's got a new album. You not heard it yet, mum? I was listening to it. It's so good. My mum's gone. She's spending the $7.99, the $8.99 that I didn't have on the Saturday yet, and she'd bring it home, and all I know is I got that in my collection. You know? So then, like, yeah, she just kind of built on that. But she was always like into music anyway. But I remember she had a book. And every CD had a little label on it. Yeah, she directory, got the number. And I remember thinking, my mum's just so organised, yeah? Then I clocked it was like, Layla, where's my CD? Because she's going down the list. Bam, that gap's empty. I know what's supposed to be in there. Layla, where's the CD?
Around with mums when it comes to the music thing still.
That was when I realised my mum really takes this serious. Like, this is an investment from my mum. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I better stop teething out the CDs. I didn't, because then I just started like opening the case, taking out the disc, putting the case back. Until she realised, like, you know them ones. But my mum was like, you know, jungle. So all the like, you know, all jungle. Yeah, jungle is jungle is massive. Part 1, 2, 3. My mum's got all of them. Rumble in the Jungle, part 1, 2. My mum's got all of that. Like, and again, that's what I'm saying. It was a completely different time. So growing up, like obviously garage was the big thing in it. But my mum would take me like clubbing. She would take me raving. So at like 13, I'm up in Brunel rooms on the spinny bar with all the big people, getting down. Like, but again, you know, on reflection now, thinking of the maturity that my mum kind of put in my hands at that age to be able to do things like that. I don't think you can really do those things now, just again, because certain things are too accessible to people that don't really know their own minds yet, or whether to say yes or no. Like, am I doing this for clout, or do I really want to do this, or is this going to be an offered? Whereas actually, like, back them days, it was a bit calmer, you know. But I'm grateful though, because obviously, as we know, by the time we got to like our late teens, that scene was kind of like shutting down. That's right. You know. So I'm glad that I got to experience it from the age of like 13 upwards. But it definitely impacted like my music choices, because I was more about what I was hearing in the club than I was of like what people were just playing.
In general, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? But we had places like Wild Club and, you know, all of that. So it was like, I'd go in there and be like, yeah, I know this tune. I see everyone dancing to this. Whereas everyone's like, oh, this is new. This is progressive. Like,
I hear that. So what, do you remember all those days as well? Like the whole youth days, youth club?
Of course. That's what I'm saying. Foundation. Even for what I'm doing now, like with the fitness side of things, like it all comes back from like, that's where I learned, like, you know, whether it be musicality, whether I learned like, you know, dancing in a group or just being a part of something.
You've been doing this fitness thing for a hot minute.
Yeah, like,
for a hot minute. So you're saying kind of like giving back to the community type of thing?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
Right.
Listen, like, through my career, like I said to you, like, grafting and getting into certain positions, I became very aware, especially as a young black woman, that actually the higher that I climbed in the corporate world, the less I was seeing people that looked like me. And I became very uncomfortable with that. Some people can push through that and say, actually, you know, that's why I continue to do this, which is great if you feel like you have the, you know, you got the balls to do that, fair enough. But my circumstances at the time, so my granddad had just died and I was just questioning everything, you know? And I was like, the one thing that I know that actually makes me feel good and that I know inside out is fitness. So if I don't jump into this and try it now, then I'm never gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of like, kind of forced into it, but then it kind of started to grow because it saved my life. Like fitness alone, so I went through times of being like badly depressed on antidepressants and all them things, but again, still being in that mindset of like, but why though? I'm not just going to take these tablets.
So how was that stage, if like you don't mind me asking?
Darker than this table, fam.
Right.
It was darker than this table, you get me? Like I remember one Christmas, and I've said it before, like I remember going food bank and being like, because when I left my job, I didn't just leave my job, they gave me a career break. So they're like, take 5 years, go and do whatever you need to do, and if it doesn't work out, you can always come back. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then like after a year or so, obviously in the first year your business is hard, it's hard to get things going, isn't it? And I had some massive highs, and then I had to deal with like the lows or just the mundane of it, because again, when we think about social media and we think about hustle culture and what they sell you, as far as you're concerned, to be an entrepreneur, every day is going to be an exciting day.
That's right. That's not like that.
Fun. Furthest thing from the truth. Like most of the days are boring, dead, mundane, and you might get a flicker of the excitement, and that's the one flicker that keeps you going for a little bit more, you know? But you don't realize that when you're in the beginning stages. So them times when I'm like, you know, I'm struggling, because again, fitness is seasonal. People always think like, I want to get fit all year round. No, you don't. You want to get fit just before Christmas, in the new year, probably just before summer. Do you know what I mean?
That's the truth.
So again, it's you know, living that as a reality rather than just knowing it, and getting to that point where I was like, you're just an idiot. Just go back to your job, man. And this is what I'm saying about, like, you know, being depressed and having anxiety. You've got to realise that that negative self-talk isn't always, like, it's not serving you. But if you don't even realise that you're doing it, it can really capture you. Do you know what I mean? So them times that I'm like, you're an idiot. Why did you leave your job? Like, people would be fighting to get into the position that you got into and you just left it. Like, this is why you never make good of yourself. This is why it can really spiral. Do you know what I mean? And I remember being like, I don't want to go to my family, because again, as a black girl, I got so far in corporate, my family were like, are you sure that you're going to leave to do a fitness thing? People are really going to pay you for that? Like, you know? And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I have to. I actually have to, otherwise I'm going to die at my desk there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no exaggeration. That's how far I felt like I got with it. So I'm like, let me at least try. And if you lot can be supportive of that, then I'm saying that I can actually, you know, this could actually be something for me. So they were supportive. But then at that point, I then can't go to them and say, guess what? I'm broke. I got no money. Like, I got no money for gas, electric, and I need some food. I think at the time, it might have been the electric thing that I needed. And I was like, I'm just going to have to do this. Someone said to me that you can just go Citizens Advice Bureau and they just give you the thing. No, they don't. You got to sit there for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you got to go to the place to then go and like claim your vouchers. But they don't just give you the vouchers, they give you 2 bags of food. So I pull up with my Mercedes, and I walk in there and I get the thing, And as I'm sitting there and I'm watching all these people, and I'm like, rah, you're actually in this position, like, for them, like me, because you don't have no way out. Whereas me, I'm looking at this like, you chose this. You chose this because you didn't want to work in corporate no more. You didn't want to do this. You didn't want to do as you was told. So again, that same battle, like I'm saying, that self-talk, that negativity, you've got to be able to like catch yourself before it takes you too far. But yeah, luckily, you know, I kind of came out of that, but I was very transparent about it. Like, after I told my family, like, this is what happened, but this is what I did. And I think I'm one of those people just in general, like, I can have a problem, but let me deal with it first, and then I'll come and tell you how I dealt with it. And then you can support me, because actually, if I allow you that space to try and do it for me and you fail, blood. Do you know what I mean? To me, my whole world is going to crash down. Whereas actually, if I try myself first, and I might be able to do a little bit but not do all of it, at least you'll be proud of me, because at least I tried.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
So like, how you feeling now, like, throughout all that depression and like that anxiety, and have you everything? It's gone.
It's cool.
Yeah. So all the depression and the anxiety, have you overcome that, or was there still a little part?
Remember that Wookie tune? Every day
yeah.
is like
Like that.
a battle.
Literally like that.
Yeah.
Fam,
Yeah,
and
like that.
ups and downs.
yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you got to hack your own happiness. Do you know what I mean? You got to hack your own mindset, because if you leave it to people around you or just the environment around you, like, you're vulnerable. Like, we are porous. We're like sponges. We take in a lot.
I feel say enough people in this day and age is a bit more open about stuff like depression, anxiety, and those things. You see, like, I kind of feel it for the generation before us.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you weren't really allowed to talk
You're
about
mad.
Talk about what? Huh?
You mad?
Talk about what, father?
No way.
Like, certain things, like, certain people even ended up in a mad home for, like, no reason, just for
Yeah.
certain little minor
Just trying to
little
talk
things.
about it.
Just
Yeah.
even,
Just trying to talk about it.
certain little things. So,
You know?
nah, I hear that still.
You know?
So, like I said, the times we're living in now, there's many of people what's very open about depression, but then you've got a lot of people what's scared and what don't want to be open and talk about it.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people?
Find your space, find your thing. Like, it's an individual journey in it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can look at, again, social media will tell you 101 ways for you to be happier.
What about
But
Christ?
like, but that's what I mean. You've got to find your own way.
Yeah, so it could be Christ, it could be
Yeah.
but just find your own way. But
Because I
find a
know for
good way.
me, like,
Find
or
a
just
good way.
sustainable. Again, because otherwise this is how you get the ups and the downs, isn't it? Like, we know that life ebbs and flows. We know that. That's just life. It's just like
life
water.
in general,
Like,
that's
you
right,
know?
that's right.
But actually, what do you have when it's ebbing? What do you actually have when it's ebbing? Because those things might actually go with it. So you've got to have it for yourself. So, like you're saying about faith, for us, we very much grew up in, like, we had I guess like a borrowed faith, because our grandparents and our parents told us about Christ. Yeah, it was an inherited faith. It wasn't one that we explored
I get
ourselves.
cussed about, hey, listen, you know
You know
I
what
go
I
at
mean?
grandma's, I'm like, religion thing. I say, grandma.
But that's a difference.
I say, auntie. I say, see the religion thing. Don't you talk about that in my house. I'm like, boy. But I get it. But only if they knew as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back then it was all like pushed upon us.
It was pushed upon
Like,
you. It was
didn't have no
forced.
choice.
And it was a rule book.
Didn't have no choice to go to church, and some people got it hard. Like, so I got it easy, but I know some people got it really hard. Like,
You know, and
yeah,
some of that you
yeah.
can see because they rebel against it. They broke out.
Yeah.
They do all these wild things.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you might sit and
yeah.
I've been talking about me when I was like 13, 14 and what I was doing because I wasn't going Sunday school. But now, actually, these lot are like 34 and they're doing the madness. So, like,
that's
and
right,
where-
for real,
whereas
for
we
real,
are
for
now
real.
sitting down with Christ.
Yeah, no, for
so,
real, for real.
again,
Nah, for
like,
real, true.
you know, and this is why you don't judge. It's not your place to. But I think, like I say, and it was an inherited faith. So, actually, when I was at my lowest, I remember, like, so after my cousin Bryony passed, yeah.
Rest in peace, Brownie.
Trust me.
Yeah, so go on.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
so
True
talk
music,
about
man.
that as well, because that one there did hit the community. Big
Of course,
one.
man.
You know what I'm saying? And it was funny times as well around those years. What year did he die? Just go on.
2018.
2018. So
Yeah.
like,
Bare people dropped out. It was
yo,
like,
when I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
no,
Just
it was
before.
happening.
Yeah.
between 2016,
yeah.
A lot.
17, 18 was a horrible times.
Yeah. I've had man thinking, like everyone
very
thought it was
horrible
cursed
times.
or something. Like, what's happening in Gloucester? We're cursed.
Like, it
what
was
happened
very,
here?
Very
you know?
horrible.
Very much was.
Very
so.
horrible times, and rest in peace to all the fallen soldiers as well. You know what I'm saying? Because when I think about it, damn, it was peak.
Yeah,
It was peak, fam.
Yeah.
It was peak. So like I said, rest in peace to the fallen soldiers, those who know and those who get big up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, rest in peace, Brownie. So yeah, so how did that one there? Because like I said, I know you close.
My brother, that was my first cousin. He's my, like, when I say the first cousin, he's the first cousin that I ever knew. Do you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
And even for me, growing up as an only child, like, he was my brother because I spent like 6 weeks holidays and that. My aunt is growing up with the boys and that. So yeah, I was used to him just being around. So therefore, like you're saying, the 2 years before that happened, we'd always also lost people. And you go to Brownies, because you remember when he used to live on Barton. You just roll up,
Original,
pam,
original.
knock on the door. It don't matter what he's doing. He's probably mixing. You just sit on the
Always
chair.
blending out. Yeah, man. Shout out to Brownie, man.
You get me?
Trust
So,
man.
and he
Trust
didn't even need to say
Legendary.
nothing to be able to support you and to be able to comfort you. He just needed to be there. So then when we lost him, we were like, where are we supposed to go now? What are we supposed to do now? You know? But again, like I said, in terms of like being on a personal journey, whether it be like spiritually or just like mentally, and being able to look at who I am, my past and the path, when I look at people like Bryony, like there's so much influence there. Do you know what I mean? And there's so many lessons and so many blessings that he brought that, yes, I'm sad because he's gone, but my memories can only be happy thinking about him. Do you know what I mean? And even with that, like his passing kind of led me into church.
Oh, okay.
Kind of led me into church. So we went for like, because he passed like the September, and I went to a Christmas, nativity type thing.
Yeah.
Blood, I bawl. Could not stop crying. I was thinking, this is mad. And it's like, we went back, we were like, okay, let's come back the next Sunday then. Went back the next Sunday, I was bawling. And I never had that because, like I said to you, very much what we know, like you just said, I'll go christening, I'll go to a wedding, but am I really going to sit down and listen to a service where actually those words feel like they're touching me, like he's talking to me or whatever? Do you know what I mean? So after I did that a couple of times after he passed, I was like, oh, wait there. I feel like I'm getting some kind of message or something, you know? So yeah, we it was Star 66. Well, obviously it's not Star 66, but City Church that we went to, and again I guess that familiarity of knowing like I went there.
Yeah, it's
City
a church now. Star 66.
Yeah, Star's a whole church.
Yeah. They changed
That's what
up.
I'm
It's been a
saying.
church for a while.
Is that what it's called? City Church, though?
Yeah, City Church.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, within that, like I say, going to the church, I got saved because again I was like, do you know what? I feel this. Like I know that at certain times in my life I haven't been walking alone. Yeah, I must have had someone that was carrying me. So me being me is like, so if I have another depressive episode and I feel down and I know that God has carried me out of this, I'm gonna give my life to Christ. Yeah, and then I'm like, fam, are you listening to yourself? Things are going all right for you, yeah, and you're wishing for a downfall just so you can say, man's there supporting me. Who do you think was carrying you all this time, fam?
The Lord
Like,
himself, all this time.
do you see what I'm saying? But
Trust me.
because me as an individual, I hadn't accepted that yet. It was what people had told me. The Lord will carry you. And it's when I actually realised that, I said, I've been ramping.
From your bun.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, from your bun.
Actually been ramping.
Trust me.
So,
Trust me.
yeah.
The Lord
Yeah.
himself, you trust me. Now, serious things, And why is it like the black woman taking the
Easy now.
godly
Easy
thing
now.
more than the black brothers them? Serious, that's a serious thing.
No,
still.
I feel like maybe it's just like,
Serious thing.
all right, so
Like in this day and age now, I reckon.
but where would you go though, fam?
I reckon.
If you were going to embark
reckon.
in that journey yourself now, yeah, look around you and be real. Look around you in terms of influence, whether it be your friends, whether it be your family. Who would you go to now who is actually going to facilitate that part of your journey with you or for you? With females, I've got like 5 or 6 friends that have been saved, fam. I can go to
I
them.
hear
Do
that.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So when you're
but-
saying the
yeah,
ease
I
for
hear that, I hear
women,
that.
yeah, my friends will evangelize to me. Are your friends evangelizing to you? Are your friends dropping scripture on you? Are your friends calling you on Sunday morning and say, fam, I know we went out yesterday, but we got to go church today?
No, but I probably got. Probably say, I got one righteous one. I got
One righteous one, you know. Man's like, you're losing friends.
I got one righteous friend still. I have still. I got one righteous brethren. But it's different though, because that's why I said. I personally feel say the black woman them in this day and age are more on the godly thing than the man them, because the woman them, like you said, a lot. You said like 5 of your friend them.
Yeah.
Christ saved them. I would like to. I would like to know if Christ has saved a couple of my brethren them. And like not even on a joke thing either, because the woman them, you lot can have them talk. With men, I feel say,
Yeah.
we're just, it's a masculine thing. In a sense where we talk when it's kind of like we talk when we should have had them talks along. We
When
should
your
have
back's
been-
against the wall, fam.
yeah,
When-
type of thing. You
do
know
see
what I'm saying? Because like,
saying?
even down to like little stuff like just little things like man won't even unless it's like you're proper bona fide, like, you know what I'm saying? You can hold a deep one and say, boy, brother, I ain't feeling too good, you know. Boy, brother, what's wrong, you know? Boy, you know, I feel like my head's going to tech me and nah, my brother, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where sometimes men, it takes a lot for a man to get out of that shell. Where a woman, girl... What's wrong, girl?
But it's
okay, girl,
normalised,
let's listen.
That's why. It's
The
only because it's
Lord,
normalised.
listen to music,
Like-
R&B, smooth thing. The Lord, we're blessed.
Don't mock
Book
it.
Cancun.
So
We're
mock it,
nice,
like-
girly holiday. The man there, we're not to that.
Let's do
We're
brunch,
not-
babe.
we're
Let's
not
do
to-
Man, them said,
brunch.
oh, you're soft, man. You're soft.
I was just about to say.
That's what the man
I
them
was just about to say. The problem is this, yeah. The problem is this. See, at the end of the sentence, you lot have to say, no homo though, fam. No homo. And this is the problem. But like you said, we are in a space where the conversations have got more progressive around like mental health and stuff. Yeah. So
100%,
maybe like
100%.
there is a space where it opens up more for faith and spirituality, not just Christianity, and not just because again, that's a lot of responsibility to put on a religion, fam. Do you know what I mean? Like it has to be spirituality, it has to be a mindset, it has to be a feeling, it has to be a knowing, an understanding, and believing. If you don't have that, don't go to church and think that you're just going to get it
Get
from
it,
there.
just like that. Some people
That's not
think,
where it comes
if I
from.
go to church, something's going to just boom straight in my soul and everything just, you know. It
Oi.
don't go like that. It does not go
I
like
have
that at
seen
all.
man doing certain things on a Saturday night in club, yeah, and then I see them on a Sunday morning dropping an offering into the plate. And I'm like, I can't even rate you, fam.
And then they're back in club again on the following Saturday.
Or worse still, I'm hearing that he did a madness on the Sunday night. Do you see what I'm saying?
church.
Yeah.
I get
So
that.
I'm like, don't think that just because you're going to church, it actually gives you that, because it really doesn't. So like you're saying, even if men aren't
Don't
creating
like
that
mock
space,
the thing still. Yeah.
even if men aren't creating that space, because actually there's a disbelieving when you see a man like that doing that, and you're like, well, why would I go to church? Because look at my man, look what he's doing. Even for me, I have to look at my own life and be like, what example of a of a good Christian woman are you actually putting out into the world? And I would just say, God is working on me every
so you're
single
Christian,
day.
so we'll
Like-
just get this out of the way. So you're Christian,
yeah. But like I say, God's working on me every single day. But even for, like you're saying, as a black woman, if I was to look at a black man and say, well, if I was to lead him to church, if I was to lead him to God, then I know as a woman I've done what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's true
So
still. That's
as
true.
much as like we
Yeah,
can
that's
look at the
true.
other man them and say,
Yeah,
like,
that's
where
true.
are you? I have to look at the
that's
other
true,
gal
that's
them and
true.
say, what are you doing with your man, babes?
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
How are
that's
you
true.
praying for your man?
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
are you praying for your man from an aspect of, oh, I want my man to do this, or are you praying for your man like, I want this for my man. I want my man to see this. Put this on my man's heart. Give my man. Do you see what I'm saying? Because
Serious thing.
then,
Serious
like,
thing.
yeah, you've got more of an opportunity, because you would rather probably hear it from me in a pillow talk way than you would hear it, like you said, from a man that's calling you like, fam, man feels away, and you're like, blood, fix up.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what
Except,
I mean?
brother, what's wrong with you? Can we just bun two
Come,
seconds?
yeah, exactly. Let's go and grab a
Make sure you
Maggie.
bring two Rizla and Magnum, yeah? Yeah, man. Chris.
That's the worst thing you could be
Oh,
doing.
man, this has to stop.
That's the
my
worst
brothers,
thing you could be doing.
My brothers, at some point,
You get
know,
me?
at some point, this
has
has to
to
stop,
be.
because on a real, like, masculine thing, yeah, man, our brothers them for, like, literally for talk still. Like, don't feel no way, brothers, you know, still, like what DK said, like, yeah, you're soft. You're soft, but sometimes, like I said, innit, we all go through our own little patches in life. And, like,
100%.
you get some people what can handle it and just keep on the straight and narrow, but
Yeah.
it's like you get some people... some of the demons them still battle them. Like I said, brothers them, if you're battling and you know you got your one brethren, you might have 5 brethren, but one of them you can really and truly, yo brother, you got, yeah man.
Do that.
Do that, man. Don't
that.
leave it too late, man. Don't leave it too late until things
too
really
late, yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Woman, there's no saving. There's no, them tell you they're on all type of things. Yeah? Looking all different. Looking all something like the Goonies. The one-eyed
Stop
thing.
it. Man's a goon,
Yeah,
you know.
looking something like that.
Man's a goon.
Yeah, man. So, differently, before we wrap up things, we got a little while left on that.
Okay.
Movies and that. What type of movies was you into back in the day, Layla? Like 90s, early 90s.
Do you know what?
Like Stella Got a Groove and...
Yeah,
like
obviously
them,
you
yeah?
watch all of them. Like
Your type of movies?
I'm not really a movie person. I'm
You
not
seem
really
like
a
book-
TV.
You
Yeah.
seem like you read books now.
Yeah.
You seem like you're done with movies.
Right, man's like, yeah, like a book.
Yeah,
Like a
you read
bookworm.
books.
Like a bookworm. You're doing
What's
that nerd.
What's that book there? The one what so-called, I might be wrong. They don't burn out man, but I don't know. The man that might burn out woman, but yeah, correct me. Was it Venus versus?
Oh yeah.
You know, do you read them type of books?
No, no, I wouldn't say that I don't read them. Do you know what it is? Okay, like just what we were talking about.
Them spirituality.
Yeah,
stuff
things that
you
you feel like maybe are missing in your life, yeah, and maybe you can't afford to get a coach or something like that. Buy a book, read it, understand
done
it.
some
like,
good reading though, you know.
do you know what I mean?
Real
So
talk.
audio
No,
books,
real
fam.
talk.
I'm not gonna lie,
I can't
audio
get into that
books,
yet.
like
Audio books are alright, you know.
yeah. Even when I'm training in the
Just put your
gym.
headphones and just
It's when I'm driving. It's when I'm
Yes.
driving. It's
Okay.
on, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Done out a good 2 or 3 chapters before you even know it. You get
real
me?
talk,
You're like,
nah,
oh
real
yeah.
talk.
yeah.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, I'm more of a like, but I've always been like that. Even as a kid, I don't think I can really name the Disney things that I've watched because I didn't really watch them.
Oh, so you were into that? Okay.
Yeah, I was outside doing wheelies on my bike. You know, I
Kirby.
was that one.
Kirby.
you know?
Yeah, Kirby. Remember that game?
Come on.
Do you them don't really know about that?
They
You
don't.
can't play that game. It's not really safe, really. When
No,
you
there's too many cars on the road now.
You're on the road, cars are coming past.
Yes.
You try to
It's
throw
not
over the
same.
car.
Yeah, before, like, you know, it was
Good
every 3
days.
neighbours had a 1 car.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah.
every neighbour's got 3 cars.
Yeah, they even
Oh,
don't need to
it's
even play. Yeah.
different. It's different.
Does the youth them even do like cherry knocking or people? They all different names.
What, to
cherry,
end up on Spotted on Facebook?
Knock
Like,
down
no, these
ginger.
kids keep
Yeah,
knocking my
yeah.
front door. Like,
People-
they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they used to
fam.
not do
It's
that,
not the
innit?
same. It's not the same.
Oh.
It's not the same. I
Good
think now
days,
it would
good
be...
days, DK. Good days.
It would
good
have a
days.
name now, wouldn't it? Like,
would,
you
it
know,
would.
well, Asbo behaviour or something, keep knocking on people's door and
Yeah,
run
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Like, but I think that's, like you're saying, like, that's the difference, though, between us. We have that knowledge of what was
childhood, man.
before.
Wicked,
Yeah,
wicked.
like before technology and all that,
Yeah, yeah.
and the advancement of technology. Like, we get the best of both worlds. But like you said, you can't help but feel like sorry and a bit sad for these younger kids.
Wow,
and being
talking
like,
about
you miss out
technology.
on all of
Wow,
that.
talking about technology. How much do you really know about technology?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not bad.
So what about metaverse? You know about that?
Yeah. So obviously,
know
my
what-
cousins,
you know-
and that, they're all into that type of stuff.
I was watching something this morning on I didn't really want to pick up them channel, but I was just watching something called ITV early morning. You know, morning channel show. Yeah, people. And yeah, they had one woman on there talking about the metaverse thing and whatever. And then she was saying basically like in the next 10 years, like the new gen, that's them.
Yeah.
Like, that's them. And she was explaining it to the news reporter people, them, like, what the metaverse thing is. Because they was like, oh, well, like, what is this metaverse? Like, from when the woman saying, like, well, there's a thing where it's like, meet your girlfriend and they can take off your clothes. And the woman was like, what? Like, yeah. No, like, saying, like, oh, when you're in the metaverse, if something's on fire.
Yeah, I've seen the ear about the one woman that said she got raped in the metaverse.
Is it?
Yeah.
See it there?
That was stupid. So why don't you just unplug? Why don't you just unplug?
No.
So this metaverse
no,
thing's going to be
no.
a next madness.
But again, like we we're saying, that's the advancement of technology. Like, we have to expect these things.
They're doing
And
the boxing thing, innit, though?
Yeah.
Metaverse thing,
But
innit,
we
though?
saw all of this.
What's the number two?
We saw this in movies when they were
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
on the
for way
VR
back, yeah,
thing.
Lawnmower Man and then movie there.
Demolition Man. Yeah.
Lawnmower Man.
Right.
What's that called?
Lawnmower Man.
What's
Don't know
that?
about that movie. Watch that movie there.
Okay, brother, yeah?
you know what I mean?
When you say some signs from...
Yeah, man, from way back.
It was
yeah, from way
coming.
back.
It was always
Demolition
coming.
Man and all that. Nah, yeah, that's still...
That's
there's
why
a
you
lot
got to
of
read
movies.
your Bible. No, I'm joking. But yeah,
Total
like...
Recall.
Yeah, all of that, fam.
Enemy of the state. All
Total
them thing
Recall.
there.
That's metaverse.
If you put that on now,
Really, innit?
the kids
Total
of
Recall.
today
He's
would
in
think
the
that
sun
it's
and he's
new.
in a...
Yeah.
That's metaverse, isn't it? Total Recall.
They would think that it's new. If you put that on for your kids or whatever now, they think that it's happening in today's world.
VR
Like,
headset.
yeah, Daddy, we see that. Whereas we were watching that like, whoa, what? You think that
That could
ever
never
really
happen, yeah.
happened?
That
Nah,
could
real
never
talk.
happen.
Nah, real talk is crazy,
Look where we
innit?
are now,
Nah,
fam.
real talk is crazy, innit? Nah, it's crazy still.
You get me? And like you're saying, even with all the lockdowns and everything, like we never believed that we would end up locked in
I
our
know.
houses. You could never lock down
I didn't
the
even believe what
world.
they were saying.
Like, don't be stupid. You can't do that. And then all of a
world,
sudden,
for real,
we're
true
locked
that.
in. So then, like you're saying, when you're looking at things like the metaverse now, you can kind of see how those things would become integrated
it's gonna be
because
crazy.
you then don't have to leave your house to go anywhere. You don't need to
No
leave your house to go and see your
way,
kid, to go shopping, to
nothing.
get access to areas or
Nothing.
spaces where you, as a human being right now, you probably never could get into. But in the metaverse, you can afford to.
I
Or
do
you have
want to
enough
try the
links
metaverse
to-
thing like a
do
concert
I?
thing, though.
Like, no.
How can that be sick?
I like the real world, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
I like the real world until you get into the metaverse world, my brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Where we be podding in the metaverse.
No.
Sick.
Oh, podding in the metaverse.
Yeah, we're podding in the metaverse. Mad thing.
Nah.
Podcast show in the metaverse. I've seen people
But-
doing the DJ thing in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Only for things right now. There's like I said, there's one boxing thing going on in the metaverse thing. So yeah, so from you know about metaverse, you know about technology.
Yeah, NFTs and, you know, all those types of things. But you have to.
Crystals?
Again, like, yeah.
You into the crystals and that?
Yeah.
I'm not really too. I'm not a big fan of them.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I
I'm
was a fan
not
of crystals before.
I'm not a big fan of them.
Before people
before the
hyped
hype,
them.
before the hype,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
do you know what I
I'm not a
mean?
big
Everybody's
fan
on
of
it
them.
now.
Yeah, I've had crystals for years,
Right.
but again, that was more from a like I'm just like one of those people like I'm just fast and I gotta know everything. So when people tell me about there's energy in these little rocks, and I'm like, what really? And then
do you
again,
believe it?
you know,
I'm not my team.
You say there's no energy in the rock, CK.
I ain't even looked into it or no, it's just not my team.
but and that's the thing, like you know, you get into whatever you want to know about, don't you? So yeah, I mean, I'm about it, but just like things like horoscopes, astrology, and all that, I'm not about to run my life based off what a rock is telling me or what a star is telling me, or do you know what I mean? Like we're saying, I have a connection
even
to the
take them
Most
things
High,
serious either, the
and I listen
horoscopes,
to
innit?
that.
Never have done either. Never.
Do you know what I mean?
Horoscopes, innit?
But then we're saying like internet and, you know, expanding on technology and stuff. Even for me as a fitness trainer, think about what happened in the lockdown. Everybody then like converted and jumped online and started doing online training. Whereas like you're saying, I like people. Like my thing was always about, you know, working out with people in the community. So actually, if my community isn't there, I'm kind of like, okay, so what do I do?
Metaverse.
Like,
Community
you know?
gone, metaverse.
So there's things that I still have to consider within that, whether I like it
Yeah,
or
true that,
not.
nah, for real.
Like the world will move on whether you move with it or
No,
not.
that's
so
right. Nah,
you gotta,
for real. Nah, for real.
You got to build
so
an
your
understanding.
so your fitness thing.
Yes.
Let's just quickly just get into that one before we wrap up things. Just break that one there down because I see you doing quite a lot of things. Like you do your own fitness. You got your own little fitness page thing going on.
Man said little, you know.
Nah, but you know,
I heard that.
No, it's just you know, just man just talk on the thing, innit?
Yeah.
But you got
It
your
is that.
fitness thing, and then
Yeah.
also I see you with the community with the elderly as well. And I reckon that's sick. You know what I'm saying? Because they all need fitness. They need to get your little walk and you know what I'm saying?
Fam,
Even-
they turn out in their numbers.
I can imagine. No, I can imagine.
In
I can
their
imagine.
numbers.
I can imagine. So what days and that do those things run?
So we run pretty much throughout the week.
Okay.
So yes, I've
yeah, because
got.
it's very hard to get you in as well. You was the busy schedule. Because like I was trying to wrap up the season, you know what I'm saying, DK?
I know, and I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you
so
holding
bless,
out and
I'm
waiting out for
blessed,
me.
we're blessed,
Like,
we're
you know,
blessed.
like I said, I took
We're
this
blessed.
week off just to do some stuff
Nah.
at home. And I was like, yo, fam, we can get in.
Yeah,
let's do
yeah,
it. Let's
wicked,
do it.
wicked,
But
wicked.
yeah, for the most part, so I do. And again, lockdown kind of showed me I didn't want to be doing, you know, this in one place and then here later on the next day and whatever. Because again, we're talking about like how you want to show up, how I want to show up in my business. I'm responsible for that. So if I'm coming from this area and I'm rushing to go and do this, and I'm not going to show myself in the best light. So actually, I scaled back a little bit, which in itself kind of brought me some problems because then people are coming to me and saying, "Oh, can I?" Like, you know, I want to be trained, like, and I'm like, oh, I've got no space because I definitely said I'm not doing those times anymore. I'm not doing this and whatever. So yeah, I've had to kind of like pivot the way that I do things. So we have classes, like you're saying, classes out in the community. And again, that was always about making fitness accessible because I think when I kind of got into fitness and I realized how many Black people weren't into it, then I'm looking at, but why? And it's like, because they don't want to travel to this gym or they don't want to go to there or they don't feel connected to a certain space.
Yeah,
so
I
then
get
for
that,
me,
I get that,
even
I
like,
get that.
so I do a class at club on a Wednesday night, which is basically like ragga aerobics. Like
Yeah,
it's just me
okay,
having a great
okay.
time, putting on a bag of tunes, like you were saying,
Yeah.
showing you about having the mixer, because I put my own playlists together. So certain tunes, I'd be like, yeah, we need like 30 seconds of that. So let me just mix it in. Let me just do this or whatever. So again, it's kind of giving me skills that I didn't have before. But like I said, meeting people where they are, it was very much like, okay, well, I keep going to club and I keep seeing people that are asking me about the fitness and this, that, and this, that. But again, they might not come to Tuffley or they might not go to Kingsway. So let me meet them where they are and put a class there.
When they come where they're more comfortable. Like.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
wicked,
But the
wicked.
maddest thing is, imagine that I did that, and again, I get backing from places like Sport England, Active Gloucestershire, because, like you said, it was never about me just being a PT and putting like fitness like that. It was about a community thing. Yeah, so I get a lot of support from them. So they helped me put this project together, and namely, it was like, you know, let's encourage more Black women to be more active because we've looked at the barriers around it and what can we do. So then I'm like you said, I'm going to meet them where they are. I'm going to go there. Fam, I can have a room full of like 15 women and 12 of them are white.
Okay.
And I'm like, you lot all in club. Like,
Okay.
but again, when I look at like, all right, one agenda on that side might not be being met, but when we look at like our community and us being like deserving of things, like that's our space. Like club is our space. Do you know what I mean? And there is so much money out there, there's so much funding, there's so much things that are accessible, but unless we actually put ourselves up for it, we're not going to get it. So I might put myself up there and say like, yeah, I'll do a class there, and then think, damn, but everyone else is going to look and be like, but she's just bringing a bag of white girls up to club though, like but actually that then gives us access to other things. So I've got to be like, you know, kind of like firm in what I stand for and say, no, it's fine, I'll stay consistent, because eventually they will come. And that's what happens.
100%,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
That's what happens. I'm able to build from it. So yeah, we keep putting on our things in the community, but we've got stuff on like every night, and I'm just starting a new program now, especially around like women and weightlifting, because you know, obviously gym, it's not really a thing for me to like walk up into the weight section, but I've definitely been up there and heard trainers walking around with people and being like, oh yeah, this is the men's section, and I'm up there and I'm like,
I hear that.
the what? And I'm like, oh yeah, not her though, like she can't. But actually, if you're a woman and you're paying a gym membership, you're paying for 100% accessibility to that building. So why are you only using 60%? Why are you only feeling confident or whatever to only use a certain percent? So again,
let them know.
Working with Active Gloucestershire, I built a program that will allow me to, you know, build up this gymfidence for women to get more into weight training, because of how beneficial it is. I can't not do that. So like we were saying about like, you know, your position within the community and what is it that you're trying to do and where do you come from and what you're trying to achieve. Like I said, for me, fitness saved my life. So if I wasn't to share that, not only just into the community, but with other black women, we're doing the whole thing a discredit and a disservice.
Yeah, I respect that still.
Do you know what I mean?
I respect that fully still.
We've got to keep pushing. We got, whether it be all the white women that are coming and we get the dribs and the drabs.
So there ain't no
still, like, you know,
there ain't no black man doing it for the black men.
Just I just seen some young guy.
Go on.
I've just seen him popping up. But again, for me, that's how I know that my journey's not done in it, because I don't see any other girls like me trying to do what I'm doing. So my thing isn't done. Even for you guys, like you see all these podcasts and stuff like popping up, you have to look back and say, yo, we're inspiring.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you see us doing it, you know that you could do it. Just because I haven't seen that yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but it doesn't mean that I stopped doing my thing.
Okay. I hear that.
Do you know
So
what I mean?
you got any? Have you got anything to plug in?
Yeah, man.
For the
Check
people
out the website.
Yeah, go on.
Check out the website. You got to look at SoFit, so SOHFIT. So we got the website. You know, Google us. Get onto the socials. Again, the content and the stuff that we're building up to put out for the summer. SoFit is about supporting optimal health.
Right.
Optimal health is so much bigger than just the fitness. Do you know what I mean? It's physical, it's social, spiritual, intellectual, emotional. There's health and fitness around each one of those elements that need to be supported. But it's so easy to just get caught up in one, which for the most part is the physical, because everybody is just thinking about how they look,
and all that.
you know. So in terms of the content that we can put out and the information that we can share, I need help with that, which is why I then have organisations like Active Gloucestershire. Otherwise, I can only be focused on securing the bag. But if I can secure that and then I can add value in another place, then I'm going to collaborate where I can to do that. Do you know what I mean? So we just keep growing, but our classes will always be consistent because of what we bring. Like we know the vibe that we bring. Like, you know, I've got a couple of instructors that work for me because again, trying to like, you know.
So you saying shift tomorrow?
You know.
Stay
You ready? Yeah. You ready? You still going gym?
Yeah, no.
So this is what I'm saying. I need the consistency. What about you? Man's in the corner like, just quiet. No.
Too much work.
See,
gym and that. We still go.
You know.
We still go, man. Still fitness, man. Fitness is always there, man. Fitness is the key, to be honest, you know. You know what I'm saying? I think without the whole just doing just gym itself, because some people just think gym just weights and that. Sometimes just, like I said, your mindset.
Therapy, man. Yeah. Gym is therapy.
Sometimes I feel, go up on the rowing machine and just row it out and... You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks it's all about trying to look like The Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take one heap of supplements for that, you know.
Or just being an athlete.
Yourself.
You're not trying to be an athlete.
Behave yourself.
You know.
Yeah. Behave on yourself out there. Natural is the best. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can even wrap this in quickly still. So all this BBL stuff as well. It's all crazy as well, isn't it?
Please stop. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm the original BBL. Yeah.
It's all crazy, isn't it?
Body by Lay.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. Body by Layla. I am BBL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But no, it
It's
is
crazy,
though.
innit?
But this is what I was saying to you earlier. Like it
Crazy.
all ties back into itself, doesn't it? When you think about like the image, the clout, and therefore the risk that then people are taking just to look a certain way. Like for me, that's mad, and that's what I'm saying. Even within my community, where I'm seeing, I mean, this is Gloucester, and I'm hearing that girls are, they're flying out and they're getting these things to do what? To stand in club, to stand around the edge of club. Like, do you know what I mean? You still even got that done, and you're not even confident to walk it in the middle. Like, please tell me, like, why? Do you know what I mean? You've got a really
BBL thing.
There's a
is
psychological
running mad.
thing,
Couple
but,
man got BBL on them. Hear yourself? Me some crazy things.
It's the gas, fam.
Hey!
It's the gas,
That's not some crazy things like that.
I'm telling you, but it's not about that. Just like you said, natural, stay healthy, stay, connected to yourself.
I told you people, I just water.
This guy's hiding sweets under the table. We're not having it, fam. We're not having
I
it.
lied on it. I lied on it. Man, always just bring at least one packet isn't it? One packet. And that's been my thing since the pod has started. I said,
balance,
man ain't going to be yumming the sweets, innit?
You said that, but you weren't going to.
No, like, while man's podding.
Oh, okay.
Man used to have the sweets on
This
the...
is number 4.
I used to just eat them while man's podding and And now I said, you know what, man, I have to keep it professional. Things a bit changed up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know that, so I said, nah, I can't have the sweets in it. And they're not even sponsoring man like that either. It'd be different if the sweetie them. The company be sponsored.
Well,
so,
that's the expectation. That's what I want to see by next year. Yeah, let's speak it into existence. That's what I want to see. Was it Barrett's? Is it Barrett's?
Yeah.
Barrett's.
Just gotta shout them.
Just got to shout them.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, man. Layla, though, bless for coming through, though.
No, thank you.
Definitely, man. Respect for coming through for the podcast and that.
Yeah, man.
Never good one, people.
Representing for the females.
Okay, trust me.
Thanks for holding space for us. Because again, like I was saying, whether it be
we got one more. We got one more guest after this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go into the new season. I feel new season's nice, but like DK said, female season. One female left. To end it, nice.
I'm excited for that one as well.
Yeah, that one's gonna be that one's gonna be a good one. That'll be a good one still. Definitely a good one. Requested one as well.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, man, the female season is coming to an end. Like I said, we got Layla, fitness ting. Check it out.
So fit.
Yeah.
.co.uk.
For the people then watching, they might want to know yours. What's yours?
Oh, so yeah, you can find me on Insta. This is the thing, like, and again, it's that, isn't it? Trying to be present, but then still trying to live your life. So as much as I have the socials, but I tried not to get so caught up into it. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I am Layla, Lela. It's actually spelled backwards on Insta, but I think if you put I am Layla, it comes up same way. You can find me through.
I always say,
the page.
I said that in one of the previous pods as well, saying like it's good to have a social media break. As well, and just post stuff what's really necessary, type of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So what I just do is just post the podcasts and like just music stuff and that. But besides that, nah, man, get caught up in all the
It's easy to get lost.
Thing.
I set a timer 10 minutes.
I'm just getting ready for the. I'm just getting ready for the metaverse.
Fun, but like, yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, still
we want a podcast on it. We want, you have to give us a masterclass and show us what you learned and that.
I can't wait. I wait for DK to hit me up and say, Father, it's here. So I said, DK.
It's already kind of like it's gonna be on PlayStation and that first. Like once they bring out the VR thing, man's in, innit? Yeah.
But if you got Facebook, you're already there.
Thing already. Yeah.
Total Recall. But I can't believe it though. Total Recall.
Fam, why do you seem excited though? Like I'm shocked, and man looks excited. Oh. Like what?
Yeah, they really tricked us, innit? They really tricked us still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Total Recall. So tell her, like, did you watch that movie with the
Mark for Death? Yeah, man.
You did watch it? Hey, you know about that film, yeah?
Fam, this is what I'm saying to you.
Oh,
Listen,
it's an old school film. You probably watched it, didn't know?
Yeah, definitely, innit? Yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
Mark for the Steven Seagal.
Yeah, no.
We too dread them.
I'm just going to have a little look.
Try and
But I
watch
was
that
gonna have
still.
a
It's
little
good one.
look.
Still one of them old school movies, them still. You probably like that.
Yeah.
You get me? But yeah, man, Layla, respect for passing through.
Thank you.
My brother DK.
Thank you.
Yeah, people them.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, man, respect, man. And people them, you don't know the thing. We're gone. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like up the thing, share the thing. And like I said, on Insta, it's got obviously everything on there for you lot to know and go and search up the thing. And yeah, people, as I always say, stay safe, stay blessed, and we're gone again. Boom out, peace. One.